And when people kind of want to go after the gut, we live in an antibiotic like kill, kill, kill generation. So people tend to, when they find out they have an issue, they want to go kill, kill, kill. And that can be very stressful on the body. So it's always very important to calm down the inflammation, get the immune system stronger, get the hormones that help with anabolic metabolism, which is healing, recovering, anti-inflammatory support. That kind of sets the table because the more stressed and inflamed you are, your lymphatic system, your detoxification system, your immune system won't work as good. And plus, people forget your detoxification system, right? The cytochrome P450 oxidase pathways, especially the phase 2 pathways, they're going to run off of a lot of sulfur-based amino acids. And so if we don't have great digestion and we're not eating, good healthy animal protein or good healthy plant cruciferous vegetables, if we can tolerate them and can't break it down, we may not have a lot of those sulfur building blocks to run those phase 2 pathways. And so that's why kind of getting the deck set, so to speak, so we can really hit phase 2 better, just not with support, but just by getting digestion working better and a good diet working better, sets the table and allows us to effectively kill so much better.
Yeah, and I know we've talked about a lot in a short amount of time. We've gone fast, so listen back as needed. But I want people to understand the connection because of the title
Hmm.
of this episode. I want people to understand the mold gut connection. So the connection is the following: the mycotoxins weaken the immune system and allow the opportunistic bacterial overgrowth to thrive, along with the candida. So if you're working upstream at the SIBO situation, but you've got an underlying mycotoxin problem, you've got to address that if you fully want to get better. The other mechanism of the mycotoxins is a couple. Number one is they damage the microbiome. So we know specifically mycotoxins do the same thing as like food allergens. They disrupt the gut barrier and create intestinal permeability. So that's another reason you want to pull those out of the circulation by using specific binders based on your labs. And then the other mechanism too is we know mycotoxins affect the brain chemistry and specifically lower dopamine. So when you get into pain signaling, you get into motivation and mood and just your overall vitality. If your brain chemistry is affected, we can also measure that, but it could be directly attributed to the toxin. For example, in like rat studies, when they inject them with mycotoxins or expose them to mold toxin, the dopamine levels crash. So now all of a sudden you've got this brain chemistry piece to address too. Now people have heightened pain sensitivity. They're depressed. They may be just more flat with their life. Once again, they go to their psychiatrist, they're not going to bring up mold toxicity. They're putting them on an antidepressant medication. They're never going to say, hey, oh, your basement flooded. That's why you're depressed and anxious and you have diarrhea. So the connection of the gut symptoms too, the diarrhea, any type of bloating, burping, digestive pain, especially in children. Children don't use the same language as adults. So if your child is complaining about stomach pain, that could be one clue that there's something related. That was my issue for my daughter Summer. She was complaining of tummy aches, so we did run stool on her. She did have H. pylori when she was 2. We tested real high. Maybe I gave it to her sharing water bottles or something, but either way, we took care of that. And then stomach pain was continuing. That was when we had got exposed to mold. Luckily, I got her on binders. Now she's in a better place. So I've seen it unfortunately with my own kids, and it's stressful to see your kids suffer, but it's a good lesson. It's a good learning lesson that your children are not crazy. And if your kid's complaining of a chronic issue like this with pain, consider this as a possibility, especially if you as the mother are toxic, because the toxins go through the placenta and they also go through breast milk. So if you have your own digestive, skin, whatever problems, mood problems, and your kid has similar issues as you, well, it could be the generational passing of toxins.